Gildan Media presents Your Coach in a Box, affordable, life-changing audio programs.
Gildan Audio presents an unabridged recording of Samandy, a modern and true fable on how to have happiness, learn love, and make miracles, by Joe Vitale, narrated by Don Hagen. Note from 1988. Though the following story is true, we'll call it a novel. Why? Because fiction is often more believable than fact. I want you to believe everything Samandy says. If you do, you'll have a way to discover happiness and a method to create miracles. Samandy guarantees it, and so do I. Enjoy. Joe Vitale, Christmas Day, 1988. Note from 2016. I found this old manuscript while going through my garage. It was written in 1988, during a time when I was still struggling and trying to find my way to happiness. As I reread it, I was amazed to see that some of the key principles I stand for today were being planted as seeds decades ago. Because this little novella is a collectible, as well as a useful self-help tool, I dusted it off and made it available to you. Enjoy, and expect miracles. Joe Vitale, 2016. If you want to get there, begin. Hugh Prather. Chapter 1. So Many Questions. What do you want? I thought I was alone in my little room, drinking tea, working on another book idea, when I heard her voice. I wasn't sure I had heard anything at first. Spending a lot of time alone, working in the creative mode, lost in the writer's trance, often leads me into a spaced-out frame of mind. For all I knew at the time, the voice could have come from one of the cats. I had always expected one of them to talk one day. "What do you want?" the voice repeated. By now I knew it wasn't a talking cat. I got up from my chair and went into the living room. I found an incredibly beautiful woman sitting on my couch. "What do you want?" she asked. "What do I want?" I asked. "What do you want? How did you get in here?" She didn't seem to pose a threat. I was actually pleased to see her, whoever she was. Something about her radiated charm. But I was still cautious enough and skeptical enough to want some answers. I read the newspapers too, you know. "Does it matter how I arrived?" she replied, still smiling that warm, melting beam of good cheer. "The fact is, I am here now." "But who are you?" "A friend." "Most of my friends knock before entering." "Do they?" "Well, most of them do," I said. I decided to sit down, but not beside this lady. I still didn't know who she was and what she was doing here. I sat across from her, a good 8 feet away, in case she suddenly lunged at me with a knife. You never know about people. First impressions can be misleading. This woman could be an escaped maniac, though I somehow doubted that. "What do you want?" I asked. "Actually, I'm here to help you discover and obtain what you want. So that is what I want." "Say what?" "I am here for you," she said. "I don't understand," I told her. I wanted to know what she wanted with me. I didn't want her to leave. "Why don't you understand?" she asked. "I don't have all the information," I said. "I don't know your name or—" "Samandy." "Samandy? That's your name? I've never heard of a name like that before." "Samandy is my name." "Well, okay," I mumbled, very confused. "But what are you doing here?" "What do you think I am doing here?" "Right now you are sitting in my living room. But what I mean is, why are you here?" "Why do you think I'm here?" "Samandy, do you always answer a question with a question?" "What's wrong with that?" I laughed awkwardly. I was still wondering what was going on. I was beginning to grow frightened. I rose and went to the phone. "Listen, Samandy," I said, trying to add bass to my voice to hide the rabbit inside of me. I stressed her name because I doubted it was a real one. "If you don't tell me who you are and why you are here, I'm calling the police. You have 3 seconds. 1, 2... "If that is what you want, Joe." "How do you know my name?" I lowered the phone but still gripped it tightly. "How do you think?" She wasn't being flippant with me. Her question, all of her questions, seemed asked in a gentle, loving tone. "I guess somebody told you who I am," I said. "If you can break into my home, you can learn my name." I started to dial the phone. "What do you want here?" "Joe, I want you to have whatever you want, and I can help you get it." I put the phone down. Maybe I was crazy to trust her, but sometimes you have to take a risk. I remembered a quote by Helen Keller, "Either life is a daring adventure or nothing at all." I decided for adventure. "How can you help me?" I asked. "Do you have connections? Are you rich?" She laughed and motioned for me to sit down. I did, though reluctantly. Just because I was taking a risk didn't mean I was suddenly comfortable with the situation. Brave men are cowards who act anyway. "I am not rich, and I have no important outside connections," she told me. "What I am is a friend." "But you don't know me." "What is a friend to you, Joe?" "Somebody I can talk to, I guess. Somebody I can trust." "Then I am your friend. You can talk to me about anything at all, and I'll listen." "You will?" I wanted to believe her. "I can help you clarify what you talk about by asking questions," she added. "Not questions to judge what you say, but questions to help you understand what you are saying to yourself. I am not attached to what you want, so I am free to allow you to have whatever you want. There is a certain magic when this happens, Joe." "Magic?" I asked. "You practice magic?" "No, Joe." She laughed and said, "I am a friend. I'm not a witch or a sorceress or an angel or anything from some mythical world. I am a human being, just like you, here now for you." "But why?" I asked, leaning in. "I mean, why are you here with me? Why not somebody else? Why me? Why not you?" I don't know," I stammered. "It seems like this shouldn't be happening. This is like a dream or fairy tale, something that you read about in amazing stories, something that happens to somebody else, but not to me." "Why not?" "I just can't see this happening to me." "I know you can't see it happening to you, Joe, but it is happening to you. How do you feel about that?" "Confused." "What do you mean by confused?" "It seems like I should be calling the police and talking to them instead of sitting here talking to a beautiful woman I've never seen before. This is weird." "How is it weird, Joe?" "This isn't everyday reality," I said. "I usually just work at my desk, read a little, listen to music, and call it a day. A woman appearing in my room saying she's here to help me isn't part of my reality." I thought for a moment and added, "But you are here, aren't you?" She did not answer. For a long while there was a peaceful silence, not a silence from outside when you realize traffic nearby stopped, but an inner silence where even thoughts are still. It was very nice. "What do you want?" Samandy asked, gently moving into the silence. "You came here asking that question," I said. "Why?" "Because it might very well be the very most important question ever asked. Have you ever thought about it, Joe? It is a way to bless and honor your own being. What do you want?" "I want everything," I said with a burst of energy, feeling like a child on Santa's lap, thinking I just might get all my toys this year. But just as suddenly I realized I was an adult, and this strange lady wasn't Santa or a magic elf. In fact, I didn't really know who she was. "What do you mean you want everything?" she asked me. "I have a list just like everybody else." "What's on your list, Joe?" "It doesn't matter, does it?" I snipped. "I won't get any of it." Disappointment oozed from my face. I don't know why I was opening myself to her. I suppose for some reason I felt it was okay. But looking back on it now, I am amazed I said anything at all to this stranger. "Why don't you believe you'll get what you want?" she asked. "Who cares?" I said. "I mean, who really cares? This is the real world, anyway. Remember what Thoreau said, that most men lead lives of quiet desperation? That's me, desperate for what I want, knowing I'll never get it. It's the curse of life. It's a waste." "Do you believe that?" "Sure," I shouted. "Any time you spend your life chasing a dream that you'll never reach is a waste. Why do it? Why not just settle for survival? There aren't any guarantees in life, so why try for anything at all?" I stood up. "When I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut, but I was too fat. Then I wanted to be a detective, but that didn't happen either. I wanted to be a lawyer, too, and that fell through. Now I want to be a writer, and look at me, writing and actually starving." A little speech made my blood pump. I paced the room. Samandy didn't seem at all affected by what I said. She sat as calm and centered as ever. "How do you feel, Joe?" "Angry." "Why are you angry?" "It's not fair," I shouted. "I ought to be rich. I'm no dummy. If Faulkner can win with his run-on sentences and Hemingway can succeed with his fractured ones, why can't I make it with my well-crafted sentences? I'm a good writer, and I deserve to succeed." "I understand that you feel you deserve to succeed," Samandy said. "But why are you angry about not succeeding?" "Are you kidding? Because I want to succeed." "Wanting to succeed and being upset about it are two different things, Joe. Why are you angry?" I exhaled and slumped back into my chair. "I guess I feel cheated." "What do you mean, Joe?" "I've worked hard," I said. "I've written a lot. I put my time in, but I'm still not a success. That's why I can't believe in dreams. They don't come true." I looked down at my hands. "Do you believe that, Joe?" "Well, some dreams come true," I said, looking back at Samandy, "but not all dreams. I did have one book published, even if it was a flop, and I did see one play produced, even if it didn't go to Broadway. Some dreams come true, but I haven't had success yet." "What do you mean when you say success?" "I don't know," I said. The question made me stop and think. "I guess I mean I want to be paid for what I write, and I want it widely read. I don't want celebrity status, just recognition. Yes, that's it. I want recognition. I read somewhere that we all want to be heard so we know we count. Well, I want to be heard because of what I write." "How do you feel about that?" Samandy asked. I smiled. It was the first smile I felt on my face all day. "Pretty good," I said. I meant it, too. Inside, I felt comfortable knowing what I truly wanted. But then I quickly added, "But how do I get recognition? How do I make dreams come true? See, that's the catch. I have yet to get what I really want, so why think I'll ever get it? Why continue writing anyway?" "Why do you continue writing, Joe?" "It's what I like to do," I said, "but I just wish there was more money in it. Most writers live on poverty wages. You know how that makes me feel?" "How does it make you feel?" "Lousy." "Why do you feel lousy?" "Because I want money for what I write." "I know you want money for what you write," Samandy said. "But wanting money and feeling lousy when you don't have it are two different things. Why do you feel lousy when you don't get money for your writing?" "I'm tired of this conversation," I declared. "I don't want to talk anymore. All you do is ask questions. I don't even know you. Maybe I'm crazy to talk to you. Maybe you are crazy. Who are you, anyway?" "A friend here to—" "A friend!" I yelled. "A friend would be friendly. A friend is somebody you know. I don't know you at all." I paused and looked at her briefly. "I mean, you are pretty enough, and I would love to know you better, but I don't really know you. Come on, level with me. Who are you?" "What do you want to hear?" That I am a being from another planet? An angel sent from heaven in your hour of need, just like in the movie It's a Wonderful Life? That might be easier to swallow. Whatever your beliefs allow, Joe. What? That's what we're dealing with here. Beliefs. Beliefs? I asked. Beliefs? What do you mean, beliefs? Oh, so now you are asking the questions, Samandy said, laughing that incredibly delightful laugh of hers. I relaxed a little as she went on to say, Okay, for now I'll answer a few questions, but you might find that your own answers will have the most impact in your life. Let me get this straight, I said. I can ask you anything? Anything at all? I reserve the right to refuse to answer, of course. Are you married? None of your business, Samandy replied. Next question. Wait a minute, I said. You ask me all sorts of questions, but you won't answer my first one, and a simple one at that. That's right. That's hardly fair. I know, Samandy said. My game, my rules. Next question. Will you have lunch with me? Sure. Let's go, I said, heading for the door. I know the perfect place. Do you like Italian? I am here to release all of my fears, come to peace with all my tears, and to discover what it means to be alive. Maitreya Stillwater. Chapter 2. Double Shot of Espresso. Samandy did not like Italian food. She loved it. She ate an antipasto salad, garlic bread, several large slices of provolone cheese, and 2 bowls of ravioli. I stared at her in amazement and wondered if I had enough money on me to pay the tab. How do you stay so slim? I asked. I don't eat like this all the time, and I drink goat's milk. Goat's milk? What does goat's milk have to do with it? Nothing. You are a confusing woman, Samandy. How do you mean? No, I said, smiling over the empty dishes on our table. I'm the one asking questions right now. Okay, shoot. Who are you? A friend. How do you figure you're my friend when I never saw you before? You did see me once before. I did? When? I don't remember. It was maybe 4 years ago at the old Health Seekers Natural Food Store. I was buying goat's milk, I said, slapping the table with my hands as I laughed out loud. You were there buying 2 gallons of the stuff. I remember now. I was stunned by your beauty. I mean, I still am, but I was really taken by you. See? We already know each other. I admit I've seen you before, Samandy, but that hardly means we're old friends. I never said we were old friends, she said. Just friends. Okay, I said, surrendering to her on this line of questioning. How did you get into my place? Just walked in. The door was open. It was? Yes, she said. I wondered if she always smiled, as I made a mental note to leave the door unlocked more often. Her surprise arrival was turning out to be a very pleasant surprise. But why did you come in? I asked. Why did you want to see me? That one is a bit harder to answer, she replied. The best way to describe it is to say it felt right. It felt right to break into my home? I didn't break in, Joe. The door was open. Okay, but I don't get it, I said. What do you mean it felt right to see me? Do you always go by your feelings? What if your feelings lead you into the home of someone less honorable than me? What then, huh? I trust my feelings, Joe. What if I had attacked you? I would have done something. Like what? Oh, maybe scratch your eyes out. I see, I said. Samandy laughed again and said, Joe, my feelings take care of me. Once you are clear of all the influencing emotional feelings, all that's left seems to be heartfelt feelings that guide you along in the right directions. You are a strange woman, Samandy. You just don't understand me. That's what I mean. The waiter asked if we wanted anything else to eat or drink. I held my breath until Samandy said no, she didn't need any more food. But she did order a cup of espresso coffee. I did too. Samandy, why is it so important that you know what I want? You kept asking that earlier. Why? So you know. Huh? I'm asking so you will hear. I'm still lost. That's why I'm here, Samandy said. You won't live forever, you know. If you don't go for what you want, you might live an empty life. You'll live a life, but not a vibrant one, not an alive one. Most people seem to live that quietly desperate life you mentioned. It doesn't have to be that way, Joe. You really can have whatever you want. It all begins with knowing what you want. You don't call up Sears and say, "Send me a pair of pants, do you?" You call them and order a size 38 jeans. That's what I wear. Do you see my point? No, I said. If you aren't specific with what you want, you won't get what you want. I reflected on what she said as the waiter brought us our espresso. Doesn't the caffeine bother you? I asked, knowing that one little cup of espresso can wire me enough to keep me awake all night or talking non-stop all day. In moderation, it's fine. The caffeine in espresso isn't moderate, I said. Listen, Samandy, I really would like to know why you want to help me. It's your turn. My turn. We all get opportunities, she said. You have one right now. What if I blow it? You might get another, she said, but don't count on anything but today. I shook my head, wondering if I was the only sane person left on the planet. What are you thinking, Joe? That you are a bewildering, mysterious, strange woman, I said. Even with all that, I trust you. I don't know why, but I trust you. But I can also recall reading about a friendly travel agent who would take his clients out and kill them. Fear controls, doesn't it? I'm not afraid, I lied. I'm just, cautious. Do you think I'm a killer? To look at, yes, but I don't think you are a murderer. Thank you, Samandy said. We sipped our espresso. Listen, Samandy, you are here to help me, and I seem to trust you. Okay, that's all right with me. How can you help me make my dreams come true? Is there some sort of secret formula or something? Actually, there is. She handed me an index card. Typewritten on it were a few lines of interesting information. Rules for creating miracles. 1. Decide on what you want. 2. Commit yourself to having what you want. 3. Do whatever it takes to achieve what you want. 4. Be happy now. I read the rules out loud. That's it, huh? Whatever happened to clicking your heels together and making a wish? I slapped the index card against the table. There is more there than meets the eye. You don't think miracles are made like dance steps, do you? Come on, Samandy, life isn't like that. Lots of blood and sweat and tears have to spill before anything happens, and even then you aren't guaranteed a seat at the royal table. Joe, why don't you relax and let... Sometimes it feels like a merry-go-round, I continued, not hearing whatever she was trying to tell me. Only without the fun. We chase dreams like dogs chasing cars. And when you catch one, what then? Another car comes by and you chase it next. Sometimes the dreams kill, too. Did you know that? That's why people get ulcers or cancer or even kill themselves. Other restaurant patrons were looking at me now. I didn't care. I don't believe in any four-step program or in any dreams. I'm too old for fairy tales, Princess. Life has taught me to forget the moon and settle for the cheese I get. My father told me the best friend you've got is that dollar bill in your pocket. I think he was right. When I stopped long enough to take a breath, Samandy asked, Joe, are you allergic to caffeine? I flicked the index card with my thumb as I continued my diatribe. Look at this, I said. 4 steps to success, as if it was something you could order. Have you ever tried to get a job with these rules? Or how about cure cancer? Well, did you ever try that on for size? If this is your key to the universe, you had better see a locksmith. You and I need to talk, Joe. You bet we do, I roared. I've studied things like this. I've been to Unity Church. I've done affirmations and positive thinking, and I've even prayed for success. And you know what it's gotten me, do you? Samandy looked at me patiently. Nothing. It's gotten me nothing. The waiter suddenly appeared at our table. Is everything all right, sir? He asked. Except for her, yes, I said. She thinks you can get anything with 4 easy steps to success. Not in this restaurant, the waiter said. Here we require money. Oh, a comic, I said, not all that politely. Everybody is a comic these days. Just bring me the bill. Very well, sir. I was about to say something else to Samandy when she rose from the table and said, I'll meet you outside. Is it something I said? The waiter brought me the check and whispered, You shouldn't drink so much espresso, sir. It doesn't agree with you. I didn't leave him a tip, though the one he gave me was actually very wise. It takes 2 to speak the truth, 1 to speak and 1 to hear. Thoreau. Chapter 3. The What and the Why. By the time we returned to my living room, the caffeine had worn off, and I was less vocal about my objections to Samandy's steps to miracle-making. I wasn't sold, but I was at least polite. I apologized for my behavior in the restaurant, but Samandy didn't seem bothered by what had happened. I guess she simply didn't want to argue in a public place. Want something to drink? I asked her. I promised not to have any coffee. No, I'm fine, she said. I really enjoyed lunch. I did too, Samandy. We sat together on the couch. For a moment there was an uneasy silence. I didn't know what to say or do. Finally, she broke the ice with her persistent questioning. What do you want? She asked. You don't give up, do you? I ribbed. Do you want me to? I guess we are back to you asking questions and my answering. How do you feel about that? Okay, I guess, I said. I just wish I knew what we were doing, or at least what you were doing. How is asking questions going to help me? How do you think they will help you? It could be a way for me to hear my own answers, I said, but it could also be a way to divert my attention from what is really going on here. What do you think? I guess you were giving me an opportunity to hear myself talk, I said, relaxing into the couch. Nothing wrong with that. I can answer in any way I please because I am in control. Okay, Samandy, ask away. What do you want to know? What do you want? She asked. That again. I want everything, but I'll make it easy on you. I just want to know what I want. What do you mean? To be honest, I don't know what I should want, I explained. There's so much available in the world, I don't know what to go for. I may write a novel when it would be wiser to write a nonfiction book. I want to write the right thing. Do you understand what I mean? No. What do you mean? I want to pursue the right dream, I said. The one that is right for me. The one that I can have and should have. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to blow it. What are you afraid would happen if you did make a mistake? I'd feel like a failure, I said. I'd feel like I wasted my life chasing a carrot that wasn't worth having. I don't want to waste my time and energy on something I'll never have or shouldn't have. If I know what I can and should have, I can put all my energy and time into it. You tell me, Samandy, what can I have? What do you think you can have? Well, I want to say anything, but I don't believe that anymore. Why not? Because there are a lot of things I haven't gotten that I very much want, I said. Can you give me an example? Samandy asked. My first book should have made a ton of money, I said, but I never made a penny on it. I put in the time, I did all the writing, I polished it, I saw it published. And look at it. It's a dud. It's almost out of print now. Soon the world will forget it. Actually, the world never even knew it existed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?